I am so glad you're back. Now, Gina was a lovely co-host. She
thrilled
even
I'm
fashioned the red hair. I'm just kidding. It's her real hair. But I did miss you, boo.
I know.
I missed you so
missed
much.
I'm
it's
so
just
sorry
not
I
the same
missed
without you. I know you were deathly ill. Like, literally, your hair hurt, right?
Yeah, everything hurt. It was awful. The flu was awful.
It was awful.
But I heard my replacement was fantastic.
She did a really good job.
I just refused to watch the episode because I'm irreplaceable.
Girl, you are irreplaceable, as am I.
Yes.
We both are.
Yes.
No. But we had a good time and learned a lot. But I am glad you're back.
I'm
I know
very
you
glad
missed me because you were sick for a little bit.
I was
little
blaming it.
concerned.
Maybe it was our trip to Tallahassee to see snow. Maybe
Snow doesn't have germs. It can't make you sick. But you could have
We
been
did roll
exposed to
around in
someone.
the snow and stuff.
You
So
could have been exposed to someone there.
Right.
God, that was amazing.
it might have been
Wasn't
the
that
hotel
amazing?
room that we had.
Girl, that wasn't a
That was
hotel.
the worst
First of
hotel
all,
room
if it
ever.
has an H at the beginning,
It was bad.
that usually means that that you go inside and your doors are on the inside.
An H at the beginning
If
of what?
I can see my door to my room from the parking lot, it's
Well,
not
I
an
didn't.
H hotel.
That's because I was sick and on the couch, and we decided in 5 seconds that we could
did.
not miss the storm of the century. All I was looking for was a hotel in Tallahassee that was pet friendly because I have to take my
And
Lonnie
you saw
to work.
Wyndham and you just ran with it.
That's right. I'm like, I'm going with it. So in 5 seconds, I booked it. I texted you, texted
And
my
we're not going to
kids.
say the name of it, but I will the real name. But I will say this: we
slept fully
slept
clothed.
fully clothed. I was so.
We
I
slept
wore
with our
a
hoods
hoodie,
on.
a hoodie on my hair.
We slept
my head
with-
on my pillow. Oh my gosh.
We
Lord have
slept.
mercy.
We slept with our hoodie up. My coat was all the way zipped up. There was a bullet hole in the shower. There was a bullet hole in the shower.
There was an interesting something on the back of the bathroom door,
Yes.
and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not showering."
No, Ainsley even went into the bathroom and came out and said, "Mom, you know there's a bullet hole in the shower." But we got to experience
Oh my god, it was
6
amazing.
inches
It
of
was
snow
amazing.
in Tallahassee.
More than 6 inches, and it was amazing.
was amazing.
Those kids were having a ball, a blast.
Yeah, my dog was a little freaked out. She wouldn't
Well,
go to the
we
bathroom.
got a little
in the
freaked out
snow.
going up Old Bainbridge to get to Monroe.
Yeah.
And it's like this. And
We
your Jeep
slid
Cherokee
backwards.
was like, going backwards. Yeah, but it was so amazing. Would I ever want to live in it full time? Absolutely not.
It was worth the flu. If that's where I got it, it was worth the flu. So, but yeah, I'm glad I'm back and back to normal and healthy and just a little fatigue, a little hack and cough. I sound like a smoker, but I'm not.
Oh, shame on those people.
Anyway,
Looking forward to who we're talking to today.
yes, we have a great show today with Lake County School Board Superintendent Diane Kornegay. So we're excited to talk about her. We're going to steer away from all kinds of weird, controversial stuff, but we're going to talk to her and find out some stuff that's going on in Lake County. So I'm excited about that. Welcome to the Style Podcast. Today, joining us is Diane Kornegay. Thank you for joining us, Lake County School Superintendent.
Well, thank you for having me.
When we were getting ready for the podcast today, I was all over the internet trying to find some stuff because Shana and I like to have conversations. We don't like to have like just canned question and answer stuff. And I couldn't find a whole lot about you as a person, as a human, as a female, instead of just the superintendent stuff, which you've got a ton of stuff on. So we're going to hit you up about that kind of stuff too, who you are and what you like to do and all kinds of fun
Yeah,
stuff
and I'd
today.
love to know what it's like. You came from Clay County? Was it Clay County?
I did.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that's, I'm sure, a big difference from Lake County in a lot of ways. So, I mean, what are your favorite things about Lake County so far? Outside of
Because
the
you've been here for a
school
while
arena?
now.
I've been here over 8 years.
Has it
believe
been
it or
that
not,
long
time
already?
flies.
Okay.
It does fly.
Yeah. So, what do I love best about Lake County? A lot of things, but I think what has really stood out the most to me is the people here. You know, even as we continue to grow, it's still a small town feel, and this place is just so supportive of our schools and our kids. No one says no if our school needs something or a student needs something, our family needs something, and it's just great how everyone always is reaching out and really just so supportive.
It is amazing how much we grow. but you still feel like you can go anywhere you go. You're going to see someone you know.
Yeah.
And you're right. I know we run a business, but even personally, I like to help people. Lori knows this. I mean, I feed the stray cats, the stray dogs, whatever. And I'm funny about all kinds of stuff like that. And especially, I know I taught school for 10 years. And one of the things I noticed the most when I taught the Villages Elementary under Ted Wolf was the amount of support we got, especially from the retirees in the area. It was amazing. Like during the cold months, there was never a child without a jacket. They always got what they needed, a tutor if they needed it. And it is amazing to see all these people that help out on the regular basis.
Even as it seems like we're all busy, you're right. There's not a child that goes hungry that we're not able to take care of, and it's just it's amazing how people are just always giving, and that is something that is unique. Having been in other places, just to have that family community feel wherever you go throughout Lake County, it's just such a beautiful place.
It is really, it really is.
In your past life, before you did come to Lake County, have you always been in education?
I've always been in education. I started actually at a lovely inner city school in Jacksonville, Florida, and it was an amazing experience. I fell in love with the work there. I was 21 years old. I was the third teacher that this class of second graders had, and it was December. And so I walked into a really challenging situation, but I think you and I were talking before we got started about just the power of relationships. Mm-hmm. And that's really what I learned, is that if kids know that you love them, they will do whatever it is that they need to do for you. And
they will.
And
it's amazing,
important.
Especially at that age. Mm-hmm. They really crave it. They crave having someone to show them affection, love, like they care. And they will. They'll bend over backwards for you. I bet they fell in love with you.
I fell in love with them. And in fact, that very first group of kids, their photo is in my office. And so they're my why as to why I continue to do this work, is because that first group, not only did I fall in love with them, but I, as I said, I fell in love with teaching and how one individual can really make an impact in the lives of children. And so now I get to do it with about 53,000 kids every day, along with some amazing teachers and administrators and staff and the support of this community. So I am on year 36, which is hard to believe, but I've always been in education. Started off teaching for many years, went into administration, and did a lot of little small things along the way. I actually hosted an after-school children's program in Jacksonville with the PBS station.
Oh, that's
that
cool.
was fun.
That's very cool.
It was a live studio audience of kids once a week. So
yeah, you could be our third host here.
Well, it's funny. We have a lot of moms at our office and with young kids, and I cannot think of her name, but my sister Danielle Jarrett works. She's in the VPK program at the county level, and we always talk about this one woman that has some kind of after kids show special on YouTube or something. She's like a millionaire, and she just gets on there and just sings songs with the kids. And they're always like, "We could do this. You could have done that."
I did it for free.
Exactly.
Didn't know what I was missing out on.
Oh, yeah. I can't think of her name.
Yeah, your sister Danielle always talks about how working with the little kids like that is such a huge boost to your ego, because they all think you're beautiful and wonderful, and they all tell you that all the time.
And they
do.
She
I
taught
could use
pre-K.
that. I would love that.
She taught pre-K under Ted at the Villages, and before moving on up to the county. And they thought my sister was a rock star. Of course, my sister thinks she's a rock star, but she is. She's great. She's amazing, and she's the same way. She just had a passion and love for the kids, and everything fell into place after.
I think that really shows. I have to ask you about Fruitland Park, because I live in Fruitland Park, right down the road from the beautiful new Fruitland Park Elementary. What is going on in Fruitland Park? It's amazing.
It is a beautiful building. It's one of
so
our new
pretty.
designs. And so we're in the process right now of getting ready to move in. I think the teachers are coming over mid-March
Oh,
just to
really?
do a walkthrough. The building is almost done. And it will open when school begins in August. So we are so excited to get kids in that beautiful new building.
I'm
soon.
surprised how
Yes.
fast it went up.
I know. We were just driving by it the other day. We came down your road. Is the entrance, the main entrance to the school, is it on which road is it?
Is it on the side where the Fruitland Park sign is, or is it on the?
construction entry side? Do you know?
Do you know?
I was curious.
We're just trying to figure out how.
I'm
to
not
flow
sure the
traffic.
name of the road that it actually opens up to.
Olive and I don't know what the name.
Well, 'cause it's
Uric.
weird,
It's
'cause
gotta
it,
be
like,
Uric,
curves.
but it turns, so I don't know if it stays in.
It is a beautiful school.
Yeah.
It is really pretty, really pretty.
The front entrance is not on the road with the curve, if that helps you at all.
Okay,
It's on the,
yeah,
the,
that's
the
on
longer
where
stretch
it says
there.
Fruitland Park
Okay.
Elementary on there, yeah.
So what's going to happen there? So the Fruitland Park Elementary is going to move from where it is to that location, but I heard rumors that something with Beverly Shores is getting redone. So are you moving people from there?
So we are. So Beverly Shores, once Fruitland Park is moved out, as soon as we can get everybody out of the building, the teachers, the staff at Beverly Shores will be moving into the old Fruitland Park building for 1 year. Meanwhile, there'll be a complete renovation of Beverly Shores. So the following school year, those students will return back to a beautiful new building over at Beverly Shores. So we're very excited about that as
Is it
well.
going to be a similar design?
It's going to be different because they're going to be using some of the existing buildings. So parts of Beverly Shores are newer, and so the older buildings, portables, all of that will be replaced. And so it's going to be beautiful as well. And new programs, new spaces, which is really in this community in particular, but all throughout Lake County. One of the things that we're desperately in need of is more space for early learning, VPK programs. And so all these new schools will have additional spaces where we can open up more VPK programs because we know there's waiting list and a huge demand for that. And we certainly want to get all of our students into school early.
Is Rhymes in Leesburg going to stay intact? Is it going to still be there? My daughter went to Rhymes years ago, and my mom taught there years ago. It's such a cute little gem of a school back there.
It is
Kind of hidden.
It is, and it's undergone some renovations recently with some new windows and new roofing and new AC units. That construction is almost complete, but we've been working on that now for several months as well. So it'll stay intact. Actually, our hope is that as we expand space over at the new Fruitland Park and then at Beverly Shores, that we'll be able again to open more VPK spaces at Rhymes, and that is our plan. And one of the exciting things about Rhymes this year is that for the first time ever, they were able to get certified through DCF to be able to offer before and after school care. So parents that work could actually drop their students off and not have to worry about having to leave work to pick them up early so they can stay a full day. So
That is nice.
that's really increased their attendance as well as just more students taking advantage of the programs that they offer there.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back, but first we'd like to thank our sponsors, Lake Center Home Care and Disability Consultants. We'll be right back.
Get all the Social Security disability benefits you deserve with disability consultants Chris Bell and Jeff Bell. Our experienced Florida certified ADR handle claims on a contingency fee basis, meaning you don't pay unless we recover money for you. We have established a strong reputation as a firm that cares and provides the best care to its clients. Call us today or visit cbell.com.
Welcome back. We're talking today with Lake County School Superintendent Diane Kornegay. Thank you for joining us today again. We appreciate you being here. We're going to jump right in with some of the stuff we were talking about during our break. Let's talk about the graduation rates here in Lake County. They've gone up.
They have definitely gone up. When I started in 2017, Lake County had a 77% graduation rate. And this past December, last year's graduation rates were released, and we were at 93% with our district-operated schools. So super proud of that and the work happening in our high schools to ensure that every student crosses that graduation stage. So we are very excited.
What do you think's been the biggest impact to increase that?
So there's a couple of things. So one of the first things that we did was we know that our guidance counselors are just so overwhelmed. They have so much on their plate. And so we added a position called a graduation facilitator. And their sole responsibility is to look at every student when they enter the 9th grade in our high schools and begin a tracking system to know who has met the graduation requirements, what a student still needs. So as they get into that senior year, if they haven't passed the state ELA or math exam, which is part of the graduation requirements, they're provided a lot of additional supports to ensure that they meet every graduation requirement. So just having someone that is tracking that has made a huge difference. And one of the other things that we did for students that just need more time for learning, we know not every student learns at the same rate, is just giving them more time. So we have a night school program at every single high school, and I don't think people are aware that exists.
I had no idea.
No, I didn't know that
So
either.
students are able to get some credit recovery in an evening program, and we have certified teachers that are there Monday through Thursday, offering additional supports for students that qualify for that night school program. Those are two things that I think have made the biggest difference, but also just expanding more programs in our schools. We were talking earlier about our career and technical education programs, which is another area that we're very excited about and the opportunities that it provides students. Those have been so instrumental in helping students to stay more engaged in learning, and that contributes to graduation rates. More kids are coming to school, they're excelling academically because of those real life experiences that are getting through technical education programs. We have about 77 different programs across all of our middle and high schools.
Okay, there's 77 programs. Okay, I know about culinary. I know about construction, because I'm friends with Mr. Russ. He actually graduated with my sister Danielle. Great guy. And those are amazing programs. I think it's great because, let's be honest, not everybody goes to college, and that's perfectly
okay.
fine. I say this all the time. I'm like, you have to have people in every field. We need everything. And that it's cool to see kids find their niche and what they like. But what other programs besides like those do you guys offer?
And when I say 77, we have 77 total programs. Some of them are the same program existing in different schools.
Okay.
One of our largest is our construction academies. When I started, one of the things that the Leesburg Chamber of Commerce group that I had met with early on, I think it was in week 1 of my job here, said bring back the construction program at Leesburg High School. There was only about 25 or 30 kids in the program, and so I went to Tallahassee and advocated for some funding, and at the end, I received about $1.2 million, and we were able to totally redo that program with the latest state-of-the-art equipment. We got a great teacher in there, and that grew to more and more construction programs. They're now in several of our high schools. We have about 600 kids taking construction programs right now all across Lake County. We just added this year a brand new electrical program, which is also part of that at Tavares High School. We have everything from agricultural drone programs at Umatilla High School. So between construction, the other focus with our trade programs is really aviation and aerospace, which is another high demand, high wage job. We offer so many different types of programs, from culinary to digital technology. There are pretty much any job field right now where there is a high demand. We have some type of a program that's going to help students to earn industry certifications, which I call it that golden ticket into a job. Mm-hmm. We had about a little over 5,000 industry certifications taken district-wide last year and passed by students.
Wow.
And those are able to be, we have articulation agreements with Lake Technical College and Lake Sumter State College that those are able to transfer as dual enrollment credits for college.
Amazing.
And so whether it's an academic dual enrollment program, we now have workforce dual enrollment programs. We have so many opportunities for kids to get not only just more engaged in their learning, but also just get relevant skills that will help them when they leave high school.
Self-confidence,
Right.
too. That's my thing is
So many
that,
things.
and I've always said that too when I taught, if a child lacked self-confidence in an area, they weren't going to excel because they didn't feel like they could. You had to like help them see that they could do it. And I mean, that's amazing because I've seen some of the projects the Construction Academy at Leesburg has done. It's really impressive.
When I mentioned in the break that my son, who's going into Leesburg High next year, when he came home, he did his tour of Leesburg High yesterday, so we got to pick his electives. And when he said that construction was the elective he picked, construction, I'm like, what? Like, I would not have
just
guessed
because
that.
it doesn't seem
But
like Ashton. I mean, if there was the
Right.
digital technology sounds like Ashton.
that's what I thought he was going to tell me he picked, and he's like, no, that sounds like the coolest thing ever. They like build a house and stuff, and I'm like,
They do.
okay,
Yeah.
well, that's
They'll
not
love
what I
the
thought.
teacher too.
But I've heard really good things about that program.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to also ask you about the space program, because I was reading about that on the other side of the county. You've got to tell me what that entails. That seems really cool.
So a couple of months ago, we were designated a Space Coast Academy School District. And that really came out of the work with our technical education folks to expand both the aviation. We have several aviation programs that we have students earning their private pilot license.
I didn't know that.
Amazing.
I feel really cheated because I was not offered that opportunity.
We did not have that
30,000
when
years
we were
ago.
in school here.
Well, but your kids will certainly benefit from that.
Yes,
so it's
that's
exciting that they're in our schools and thriving. The aerospace program, though, we are opening this year in August, the Mineola Horizons Academy. It's a K-8, And it is the feeder into Lake Mineola High School, which has a strong aviation program, aerospace program. And so we'll have the first full K-8 aerospace program in partnership with the STEM Hub out of Jacksonville, as well as many of our Space Coast partners. And so it's a great partnership that will have a full drone program. So we'll have kindergartners learning to fly drones, which is pretty incredible. So we think about relevant learning and those job skills that people will, whether it's agriculture, which real estate, and all of the many industries that use drones. We're going to have some really skilled kids coming out of high school ready to get those jobs. And so we're doing some work with aerospace and hoping that some of our students will transfer into jobs over at Kennedy Space Center and all of the Blue Origin and all of our Space Coast partners out there that are looking for mechanics and engineers and all types of jobs, STEM focused.
That is exciting.
It is exciting. It's very exciting.
I like the idea of something different. And I mean, when we were in school,
It beats home ec.
right, we had home ec and PE.
Not that PE. It's been a long time ago. I've been out of high school for
A while.
32 years.
Yeah, and
Oh
I'm
my God.
a few years older than you.
And I can't remember the electives I took.
Yeah, we didn't get the kind of offerings that they have now. So I think it's fantastic. But last night when I read the space thing, I was like, okay, that's cool. But I had no idea that you could get your pilot's license and take aviation courses in school as well. That's cool.
And the culinary. Don't they the culinary program that you have, don't they can't they be hired out to do events and things like that? Am I right about that or no?
They do.
They do? Okay.
They
I thought
do.
I had heard that.
Leesburg High School Culinary just hosted our Teacher of the Year event
I thought
2
that I
weeks
had
ago.
heard that. That's amazing.
And they served several hundred people in
Instead
the
of paying a
room.
caterer, you guys
I
had.
really could have
that's
used culinary classes is what I could have used.
Yeah, you could have. But that's a great idea.
Yeah, no, that is amazing. It is amazing. I personally, I'm a 1993 Leesburg High School graduate. My mom was a 1973 high school graduate, and my grandmother and her twin sister, I'm not sure what year, but they also, because I used to have my grandmother's class ring. I don't wear it, and it's amazing. My grandfather was Jack Wilson. He was part of the Silly Six that built the stadium there. And he was the voice of the Yellow Jackets. He did all the broadcasting and stuff before he passed away. He was really involved. So it's so cool to see how far it's come. And I love how it's still, to me, it's the prettiest high school in the area. It's the architecture. And even adding the new on it goes so well together. But I'm really proud. I have a niece there now. She's a sophomore, and I think she's a sophomore.
I just got drafted onto the booster
Olivia?
club, so
Congratulations.
our roots run deep here with that. So
Yeah, no,
so
and
we're
it's a good
excited
school.
about
Yeah.
it, and we haven't talked much about the other parts of the county, but we're excited about that too
because I live in Leesburg.
We
I'm
love
from
Lake
Leesburg.
County, but
And
yeah,
Leesburg High School graduates.
we're partial.
We were just talking about this last night. We weren't real good friends with the east side of the county.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. But first, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Lake Center Home Care and Disability Consultants. We'll be right back.
Nobody wants an aging family member who is unable to care for themselves to be home alone. Lake Center Home Care believes the best healing happens when you are most comfortable. The company provides exceptional personal care in the comfort and privacy of your own home. Whether you need skilled nursing, physical therapy, home health aides, or companion services, your loved ones will enjoy peace of mind knowing you're being taken care of and treated with respect and dignity. Lake Center Home Care is locally owned and managed with a team of highly qualified professionals who are passionate about taking care of their neighbors. Call 352-315-0050 or visit golchc.com to learn more about this amazing company.
All right, welcome back. Today we're talking to School Board Superintendent Diane Kornegay. I want to jump right into, we mentioned during the break, the ACE program. And we talked about that because my son's going into it. It sounds like a great program, but I still don't understand a lot about it. So can you fill me in on, I know it's a great program, but the ins and outs and why it's so important that schools in Lake County are offering this now?
So we talked about students that are headed to the workforce who may not want to attend a post-secondary institution. And so we have to make sure we meet the needs of all kids. And so as we think about those students who do want to go to college or just want to continue on a higher academic, more rigorous pathway, we offer that as well. So ACE is one of those. ACE stands for Advanced International Certificate of Education, and it is one of several pathways that we offer for students that are college-bound. It is an advanced diploma track. If you're more familiar with the International Baccalaureate Program or IB program, which we also offer, it's at Tavares High School. 6 of our 8 high schools offer an ACE diploma. So it is similar to an IB program. Students are cohorted into academic teams. They're taking rigorous college-level courses. They're taking exams, passing exams, hopefully. And at the conclusion of that, they are graduating with an advanced diploma, which is a great opportunity. It looks great on a college resume or college application to be able to show an advanced diploma and just the ability to be able to take rigorous courses and find success there. So it is, it's a great opportunity. It also helps students to earn college credits while they are in high school. We have students that are graduating all across Lake County with their AA degree, and that is just tremendous. If you think about kids coming out of high school already completing 2 years of college, so you think about what that means for families when children are graduating with an AA degree coming out of high school. It's 2 years of free college that you didn't have to pay for.
It's lovely.
It is lovely, and
big deal.
and I encourage every parent to really pursue that as an option if their child is interested in continuing on and going to college. We have articulation agreements, of course, with Lake Sumter State College. We have a great partnership with them. They actually run one of our dual enrollment programs on site at Mount Dora High School, so it's considered a collegiate high school program. But all of our dual enrollment programs will articulate either to Lake Technical College with workforce dual enrollment or with Lake Sumter, which is also workforce or academic dual enrollment. We have articulation agreements with many colleges and universities all across the country, UF being one of those. And so pretty much wherever a student wants to go, their guidance counselor can talk to them about what college or university they're interested in and which credits will transfer. And looks great on a college application when the student has either advanced diploma or dual enrollment credits. We also offer many, many advanced placement courses as well, which is something else that colleges really look at. So,
Now, do they take those in the high school, on the high school campuses, or are they having to travel to the schools, or they do it online? How does that work for the dual enrollment?
so the dual enrollment, most of them are on Lake Sumter State College campus. Some of those that are, of course, not here locally, they are online. We are offering some dual enrollment on our campuses with Lake Sumter so that students don't have to travel. That's the idea behind the Collegiate Academy at Mount Dora High School. But we're looking to expand more dual enrollment on site for students who might be limited because of access. They don't have transportation. It's going to be harder for them to get there. And we want to make sure that every student has an opportunity to take advantage of those dual enrollment programs. So we're looking at ways to expand that, mainly with Lake Sumter, because it is right here in our backyard.
It is. It is. That's a great idea.
Yeah, we serve on the Lake Sumter Foundation Board, and it does. There's a lot. It's really nice because now that it's a state college, not just a community college, that all these kids have access to things they might not have had before.
I graduated with student loan debt, so my thing is scholarships. I don't want anybody to have to graduate with student loan debt. So if they can get out of school with 2 years paid for before they ever hit the door at the university
Makes a
level,
difference.
that's a huge
Helps
difference.
mom and dad quite a bit.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point. If you graduate with an ACE or an IB diploma, you also qualify for free Bright Future scholarships. So that's a huge financial incentive as well.
I did read that, and it said that you didn't have to, not that the kids that were in those programs couldn't score what they needed to score, but that you didn't need the higher levels on the ACT or the SAT to qualify for that top tier. I'm like, okay, that's good, because my child has Florida prepaid, but that doesn't cover what it used to.
That is interesting that they don't have to do the same, because a lot of kids have test anxiety. They just do, and they could be brilliant, pass AP exams, do things like that, but then you put them in a room for an ACT or an SAT, and they freeze. So that is nice.
Well, we've been carrying on about Leesburg and this side of the county because we're biased, because we're from here. But we have to hit up the other side of the county. What's going on in other parts of Lake County that you're proud of?
I'm proud of all of our schools, but a little bit about what's happening throughout the county is growth. Yes, you're growing here in Leesburg, but every area in this county is growing. So we have just selected the architect and construction manager for both Eustis Elementary School and Eustis High School, which will both be undergoing some major renovations, much needed for them. It's actually going to, right now, Eustis High School is a split campus. So it has a 9th grade center, which is about a mile or so from the main campus. So you think about access to various programs, it's limiting at times because of the transportation issues. So they'll be all on one campus for the first time ever. So we're excited about that to get that project underway. So that's some of the how we're helping to mitigate some of the growth in that area. I mentioned Mineola Horizons, which will be the school down in Mineola, and to help with the growth there. And we are actively looking for land in the Wellness Way area for a high school. We're desperate need of land. So anybody that's got some land out there, we need about 80 acres in order to build a high school down there. So we're looking for that just to keep up with the growth. But it's exciting. Our schools are doing really well throughout the county. We've had more A's and B schools than we've ever had before. And we're just excited to keep the work going. As a district, we're right on the verge of being that A district, which is one of my goals, because that just means that more and more students are reading on grade level and excelling, and that is something that I know collectively as a community we want for our kids.
As an educator and the leader of education here in Lake County, what do you hope that your legacy is going to be?
I think with anything, you want to make sure that, first of all, you leave it better than you found it. And so I think we work hard every day just to ensure that every child who comes through Lake County schools leaves here ready to go to college, ready to enter the workforce, whatever their desire is. I hope that people think back on our work, and they do so with great pride at what's been accomplished here. One of the things that we're all about in Lake County is collaboration. That's one of the I think, is key to my work, and what I believe is most important is that this is not a job where you can just close your door, and it has to be, there's so many things that teachers can do better together, which is why we consider ourselves a collaborative learning community. We're actually a national model school for professional learning, but we also believe that students need to collaborate too. We want kids to read, write, think, and talk every lesson, every day. That's kind of our mantra, and something that we believe in because we know that students are able to share their ideas and their thinking. They're more engaged. They're developing those soft skills that they need. We really are emphasizing writing and those other soft skills that kids need.
Well, and good social skills.
Yeah,
That's
great
so
social
imperative.
skills. Yeah.
You know, it's amazing to me. Sometimes you meet people and you're thinking to yourself, oh, they can't communicate well, and I do agree. If you put kids together and let them talk it out, they feel more comfortable talking to a peer than they do sometimes an adult about a work problem or a project and things like that. And social skills are so important.
And I'm a product of public school. You're a product of public school. I think it's so important that kids, they're well-rounded, because it's not just they're not just shielded. They have to learn how to adjust.
I'm not gonna step on private schools.
No, I
I'm
know.
big
Your
on school of
kid- your
choice.
kid
My
goes to
children
school there.
I have one graduating in May from First Academy, and I'm very proud of that.
I agree.
And my daughter graduated from there in 22. I am
I
a
think
huge proponent for school of choice.
I think it depends
But,
on whatever your kids.
Yes, it's what your kids can excel
what
at.
is good with your kids.
Yeah.
So I think it's good that we have well-rounded kids that can handle whatever situation.
When I think our sports, I will say this for Lake County Public School sports, it is amazing to watch too. One of the coolest things, and it was featured on Styles Magazine's sports podcast. When I graduated high school, we had one of the most successful football years, like in its history. And then not too long ago, it was like a repeat. It was like the best since '93. That's a long time now. It's over 30 years. So it's amazing to watch these kids that excel at all these sports. And a lot of them are getting scholarship offers from really big universities. Somebody from Tiberias already was offered something, I think, from Florida State. I mean, constantly. It's amazing to watch. So I think that's really cool, too.
Well, we appreciate you joining us today and taking time out of your schedule. I know you said you've been all over the place today, but we appreciate you stopping by today to be with us. So feel free to join us back here again anytime you'd like. We know you've
We're really easy to talk to.
we're easy to talk
You
to.
are very easy to talk to. I enjoyed it. Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you. And we'd like to thank our sponsors again, Disability Consultants and Lake Camp Center Home Care. So thank you. We'll see you next time on the Style Podcast.
It was really, really nice to talk to the superintendent. It's nice when someone that appears to be so far removed
Right.
from the normal everyday, when you talk to them, and then you see that they're actually very involved.
And she is in touch.
She's very in touch with what's going on. She's not the wizard behind the curtain. She's involved in every aspect of it, and it was really nice. And she really did a good job. She's doing a great job. It's
I agree.
Amazing what these
I
schools
agree.
have.
I would have learned to fly. Can you imagine me as a pilot?
Girl,
That would have been fantastic.
I really could have used some culinary classes.
You really could have used some culinary classes.
But I would have
All
liked the
these
construction classes too, because I find that kind of stuff
I can't believe that
fascinating.
Ashton's
I know. I would have thought
going to
digital.
take that. When he came home and said,
I could have been your co-pilot.
you could have been my co-pilot. Although you're a terrible co-pilot driving, but
Yeah, it's because I don't like paying attention.
You don't.
But where would we have flown to first?
I don't know, but that would have been so cool.
That is-
because
that's
I would have
amazing.
taken pilot lessons.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see you being a pilot. I really enjoyed it. I really did have a good time talking to her.
Yeah, she was great. I liked all the information she gave us about the space program too. I can't believe they're doing stuff
Maybe
with
we'll
space.
actually make it to the moon.
We're not going to get started on that.